Good day, ma'am. My name is Mia Lourdes Manuay, and today I'm going to perform the final requirements. But before I start, I just wanted to have a quote about proverb in sex of crime. A criminal always returns to the scene of the crime. We all know that there are many people committing a crimes so that they are crowded in a prisoner. So the chosen topic that I pick, which is Ulusi, entitled by Specialized Techniques in Investigating Crimes Against Person and Sex Crime Investigating. The transition headlines, which is definitions of sex crime investigation, often begins with the alleged victims making accusations to police. Once this occurs, law enforcement will begin investigation. A criminal investigation into an alleged sex crime will usually involve interviewing the alleged victim, this accused, and any potential witnesses. So it is a big concept, a concept of a sex crime. This one is a picture is a word of 1,000 words. As you can see, there was a girl and boy. A boy, he pushing a girl, and they just trying to committing a crime, and it is a person who commits a sex crime and has lose control of his emotion. It is not something that you can set out and analyze. It is a compulsion coming deep within the offender. Furthermore, gratifications of the sex urge is often done in strange and morbid method. It involves an addiction. Sex is a normal human need. Hence, this must be considered in investigations of the sex crime. Most of the sex offenders have their peculiar way to commit a crime. I just wanted to clarify and define about virginity. Virginity is a condition of a female who has not experiencing a sexual intercourse and whose genital organs have not been altered by carnal corrections. So this is a kinds of virginity, which is the first one is moral virginity, second is physical virginity, and demi-virginity, fourth is virgi intacta, and lastly, the deflorations. So I just wanted to expound deeply by their functions. The first one is moral virginity. Moral virginity is the state of not knowing the natures of sexual life and not having experienced sexual relations applies to children below the age of puberty and whose sex organs and secondary sex characteristics are not yet fully developed. The second one is physical virginity, a condition whereby a woman is conscious by the natures of sexual life but has not experienced the sexual intercourse, applies to men who have been reached sexual maturity but have not experienced the sexual intercourse. Actually, there are two parts, which is true physical virginity and false virginity. The first one is true physical virginity, a condition wherein the hymen is intact with the edges of the stick and regular, and the opening is a small, barely admit in tip in the smallest finger of the examiner. Even the tithes are separated. The next one is false physical virginity. It is a conditions wherein the hymen is unwrapped but the orifice is wide and elastic to admit 2 or more fingers to examiners with lesser degree of the resistance. The third one is demi-virginity, a condition of a woman who permits any forms of sexual liberties as long as they abstain of rupturing the hymens of sexual act. The fourth is virgo intacta. This applied to the human who had been previous sexual act but had not been yet given a birth. And lastly, the defloration. The laceration, which is or a rupture of the hymen as a result of sexual intercourse. And that could be all. Thank you for watching about my